In Council Grove, Kansas, one of the most historic communities on the Santa Fe Trail, commission councils take place on a monthly basis. For the time being, these councils are held at the Carnegie, while the commission is being remodeled. This year, presentations are focusing on the military and the Santa Fe Trail. In early March, Leo Oliva came to speak about international cooperation between American and Mexican military escorts on the trail. Considered one of the foremost authorities on the Santa Fe Trail, Leo breaks the history of the trail down into distinct eras, following William Becknell's first trading expedition in 1821.
I like to say that there are 5 eras to the history of the trail that kind of need to be looked at separately to understand how they developed. And the first period is the 1821 to 1846, the first 25 years or so. It's an international trail between the United States and Mexico. And the international boundary at that time was the Arkansas River. And when you crossed that river, you were in Mexico or New Mexico. Then we have the second period is the Mexican War period. It's the period of conquest, and the United States troops marched over the trail and in other ways went into Mexico. Of course, some went by ship to Veracruz and marched to Mexico City. But much of the territory that was taken from Mexico at the end of the war in 1848 had been occupied by troops that traveled the Santa Fe Trail, went to New Mexico, then they went on to California and occupied California. 3/5 of Mexico was transferred to the United States at the end of that war. Then the interwar period, from the Mexican War to the Civil War, is sort of just an expansion of commerce and military activity. For example, we have mail contract let in 1850 to carry the U.S. mail between Westport, Kansas City area and Santa Fe. So we have mail service to New Mexico established during that time period. We have other military posts. Then the next era is the Civil War period. There are battles at both ends of the Civil War. The Battle of Glorieta Pass outside Santa Fe in March of 1862 is usually called the Gettysburg of the West because it was the turning point of the war. Then the post-war period is the railroad period, so that would be the final period of the trail, is the replacement with the railroad. But the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe followed the old Santa Fe Trail. 1872, it was at Dodge City, and the town of Dodge City was founded, and then they built into Colorado. They built over Raton Pass, and they were in Las Vegas, New Mexico, 1879, and Santa Fe in 1880, and that's the end of the trail. The railroad had replaced it. And if you look at the trail in those sections, it all makes more sense because each is really a kind of a different focus, and it helps tie it all together.